Hi everyone, welcome to Adventures with Raven and Rowley. I'm Raven and this is Rowley. Last week I talked about the RV black tank and versus the 5-gallon bucket and why you might choose either toilet. There was information, bonus information about a cat box also in that video. After you've decided to buy an RV, the question is, how are you going to use it? This week's video is about how your choice will impact your fun. Okay, if you're curious, please join us on this journey and continue to watch. Okay. You've been looking at that sweet deal and that, or maybe you've been looking at that magnificent RV castle. I mean, some of them out there are just unbelievable. Before you buy your RV though, decide how you're going to use it. Before you put that first penny down, you know. You wouldn't buy a truck if you needed a car, right? You might get a full-size SUV if you needed both though. So, you know, it's the same kind of choices here. I mean, are you going to be doing boondocking, or it's sometimes called dispersed camping? There's no services at all. You carry everything that you need. You have to take care of every problem that comes up, everything, okay? Or are you going to go to an RV park where everything is supplied, depending upon the park, of course? Or are you going to do a combination of both? In each case, you need a different kind of RV setup on the interior. I mean, there are types of RVs from everything from Class Bs that look like vans and Class Cs that have that overhang like you do on a U-Haul truck, or Class A, which is those big behemoth motorhomes or fifth wheels that you need a truck for. You know, you need to think about that kind of stuff, decide where you're going to go. Now, the kitchen, for instance, the refrigerator in a standard RV generally uses 3 types of power to run because of the conditions you might find yourself in. They would run on electricity or propane, or sometimes a limited amount of battery power. A household RV refrigerator, and there are some castle type RVs that use a standard household refrigerator. They use only electricity. You have to have some kind of electrical power. Now, I mean, you could load up your roof with solar power, or you could plug in, but it requires electricity. The water, I mean, just plain old everyday water, you gotta have it, right? On an RV, there's a storage tank. Now, on the smaller RVs, that could be 20 gallons, you know, around 20 gallons. And 20 gallons will generally, if you're frugal, take 2 people about 7 days. That means no showers. You know, no getting in there and staying under the water for 20 minutes. That ain't going to happen. If you're in an RV park, it doesn't matter, you know, because you pretty much have unlimited water. And then you've got the hot water here, or the water heater. If you're boondocking, your water heater uses propane or sometimes battery power, or if you got a huge solar array, you don't have to worry about it. If you're in an RV park, you definitely don't have to worry. You just plug it in, you know. There you go. There is a light, the switch on the panel that shows when the hot water heater is on, so that you're not wasting electricity if you're out in the woods somewhere or the desert, heating up water that you don't need to heat up and depleting your electrical supply. The stove. Okay. The stove is usually propane and usually has 3 burners. Some have 2. They can be electric, but I would consider that, you know, only if I was in an RV park or if I had an extensive amount of solar. And then, of course, everybody always asks about the bathroom. It usually requires water. Composting methods are usually put in by the owner after purchase, after they've been around a while. Most people don't use composting toilets in their RVs. But if you're boondocking, there are choices to be made. How much water to carry, including toilet and cooking and whatever washing you need to do. Of course, if you're in an RV, you just plug in and pretty much unlimited. You don't have to worry about it. If you're boondocking, you have to figure out how long can you stay out, how much water do you have, and usually it's about a week for 2 people. And then you got to go find some place to empty that. Usually at an RV park, you would go in, or there are places like the truck stops, the Flying J's, Loves, and whatnot that have dump stations so that you can dump your stuff and fill up with more water and that kind of thing. And then, of course, last but not least, there's a living room, dining room area. And the living and dining area depends upon the size of the unit, though. Usually a booth can be turned into an extra bed. Now, if you've got one of those castles, you probably have table and chair, and you pull out a couch. If you're in a Class B, your dining area and your bed and your living area is all the same, and it acts like a transformer. You have to take part one and put, you know, you got to make up your bed every day. Okay. So, have you given any thought in your travel dreams of what type of RV you're going to use? It's really important that you do. Thanks for watching. Please ring the bell, subscribe to Adventures with Raven and Rowley if you haven't already. Please share my videos. Your help is appreciated. I'll see you next Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Stay safe. Take care of you and yours, and blessed be.